You may continue, Mr. Lello.
Thank you. So, Deputy Babcock, you indicated OLED, and you talk about a computer in your car.
Yeah, so OLEG is a system similar to what's called leads. So you guys see the police cars driving around, they got the MDTs in the cars, and they run your license plate and pull you over. OLEG is the same system. It's a mirrored system ran by the Ohio Attorney General's office that does the same thing.
Okay, so are you able to pull up anybody's photos?
Yes.
Okay.
Brings up your BMV photos, your address, is all your information.
So did you have an opportunity to run the information about Mr. Glavik?
I did.
Okay, did you see a photo of him?
I did see a photo of Mr. Glavik. It matched the information the confidential informant gave me and showed me that Mr. Glavik did, in fact, live on 332nd Street in Euclid, and particularly 1115 332nd Street in Euclid, East Lake, I'm sorry.
That's okay, so East Lake.
Yes, East
In
Lake.
Lake County, Ohio?
In Lake County, Ohio, yes.
All right. Did you have, and so this confidential informant told you that the methamphetamine can be purchased from Mr. Glavik?
Yes, because he had purchased from in the past.
Okay, did you happen to perform a controlled buy at that point?
I did. On April 12th, I did complete a controlled purchase from Mr. Glavik with the confidential informant.
All right, can you talk to us about that?
Sure. I met with the confidential informant who told me he could purchase a gram of methamphetamine from Mr. Glavik. Him and Mr. Glavik had a discussion that he would complete the purchase of 1 gram of methamphetamine for $40 at Mr. Glavik's residence. When I met with the confidential informant at a predetermined location, he was searched. He was given $40 in recorded Lake County narcotics funds. And then I drove him myself to Mr. Glavik's residence. Let me step back a little bit. Prior to us leaving to go to the residence, we stood at the meet location. He was outfitted with a audio and recording device. And then we drove to Mr. Glavik's residence, where I parked at the end of the driveway, and the confidential informant got out of the vehicle, walked up the driveway where he was.
Okay. I was going to stop you for a second, just go through that process. So you said you drove the confidential informant to Mr. Glavik's residence?
Yes.
Okay. In what vehicle did you drive?
It was in a unmarked Lake County narcotics vehicle.
Okay. Do you happen to search the vehicle or perform a visual inspection of the vehicle prior to the...
There is a visual inspection of the vehicle done prior to driving any confidential informants. That particular vehicle, that is all it is used for. It's stored inside the building. So yes, there's a visible search of the passenger compartment prior to using it.
Okay. And when does the confidential informant get searched?
Confidential informant gets searched prior to entering my vehicle.
Okay. Did you, on April 12th, 2022, the day of that first buy, did you happen to search the confidential informant before you entered the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Did you find anything on him at that time?
No.
Did you find any drugs on him?
No.
All right. Did he have any money on him?
No.
Okay. All right. And then he got into your car?
Correct.
Okay. Did you equip him with this audio-visual recording device before he got in the car, or after he got in the vehicle?
After he got in the vehicle.
After he got in the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain what this AV recording device is?
There's quite a few different ones. This particular one is it's a cell phone that has a application on it that we log into, and it records. But we use various different types of recording devices. That's just what I chose to use that day.
Okay. And so you gave the confidential informant that device?
Correct.
Was it active in recording at that time?
At the time, it was.
Okay. Was there any way that you can observe what is showing on that camera?
Yes, the way the system works is I can watch it live from another cell phone or another. Right. I can watch all the devices you can watch live from a cell phone, but this particular, you could watch it from a cell phone, yes.
Okay. And did you have that device handy where you can observe it?
I did. I did.
Okay. And was it working?
It was.
Okay. All right. So you do a visual inspection of the vehicle, of the
Yes, sir.
narcotics vehicle.
Yes, sir.
You searched the confidential informant,
Yes, sir.
equip it with the audio-visual recording device,
Yes, sir.
and now you travel to the defendant's home?
Yes, sir. 1115 East 332nd Street in Eastlake.
Okay. And did you give the confidential informant any money?
Yes, I gave him $40 in Lake County narcotics funds.
Okay. All right. So now you travel to the home.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now tell the jury what happens next.
We got to the residence. I parked in the street. The confidential informant exited the vehicle and walked up the driveway where he was met by Mr. Glavick. They conducted the controlled buy, and as they finished up, I think it was roughly 6 minutes we were there. The confidential informant walked back down the driveway, got into my vehicle, where we drove to a predetermined location where he was searched again. Prior to us leaving, as we were driving down the road, he immediately handed me the suspected narcotics. We drove to the debriefing location where he was searched and debriefed from the buy.
Okay. So when the confidential informant left the vehicle to go down to Mr. Glavick's home, were you able to watch on the video as the situation was transpiring?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you observe at that point?
I watched in the video. I saw Mr. Glavick and Mr. McCroney talking, and
Who's Mr. McConaughey?
Mr. McCroney would be the confidential informant.
Okay.
I meant to say that at the beginning of the talk here. They chatted, and the exchange happened, and then the confidential informant returned to my vehicle.
Okay. From what you observed, were there any other people present aside from the confidential informant and Mr. Glavick?
Not outside where they were at, no.
Okay. So 6 minutes transpires.
Yes.
And the confidential informant comes back to your vehicle.
Yes.
And you said, did he sit in the vehicle first, or did he reach over and hand you anything?
As he was getting in the vehicle, he had the suspected narcotics in his hand, and he handed it to me because I was sitting in the driver's seat with my hand out.
Okay. And then at that point, you left and went to the debrief location?
Yes.
Okay. And did you perform, I think you tested, you performed an exit search at that point?
Yes.
Okay. Did you find anything on him?
Nothing was located on him after that search.
Did you previously gave him $40, is that correct?
Correct.
Was that $40 on him?
No.
Okay. Were there any other drugs on him?
No.
Anything else on his person?
No.
You may, thank you.
Deputy, what I'm hearing, you have been marked as Case Exhibit 2. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What do you recognize that to be?
This is a Lake County narcotics evidence bag containing suspected narcotics that were purchased on 4/12 from Mr. Glavick.
Okay. And is that the actual suspected narcotics that the confidential informant gave you after the April 12th, 2022 purchase?
Yes. And the reason is it's all in my handwriting. I filled it out that day. I entered it into the evidence.
Okay, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
So what did you do after? So he handed you the narcotics.
Mm-hmm.
You went to the debrief location.
Yes.
And searched him.
Yes.
Okay, what did you do next?
After we finished the debriefing paperwork, I went back to the Lake County Narcotics Agency. I entered this suspected narcotics into evidence in this same bag. This is my handwriting. And on the inner bag, when I enter evidence, especially narcotics, I do an additional bag with my badge number at the time and all the information, a summary of the information that's on the front of the bag.
Okay, and then that was entered into evidence.
Yes.
And then was that sent anywhere?
That was sent to the Lake County Crime Lab for analysis.
To
Determine what it was.
Okay.
Make sure it was suspected methamphetamine.
Okay, thank you. And did you have any other actions with Mr. Glavick?
Yes. After the first controlled buy, we conducted another controlled purchase for Mr. Glavick on April 21st, 2022.
And where did that take place?
That took place at 1115 East 332nd Street, Mr. Glavick's residence.
Is it City of Eastlake?
City of Eastlake, yes. Lake County, Ohio.
And what was the nature of that transaction?
Similar to the first, the confidential informed me he could purchase 3.5 grams or a ball of methamphetamine from Mr. Glavick. They had a discussion. They were going to meet at Mr. Glavic's residence, 1115 332nd Street in Eastlake, Ohio.
So you said a ball.
A ball is a street term for 3.5 grams of methamphetamine.
Okay. And for what amount of money?
$80.
$80. Okay. So April 21, 2022, tell us what happened.
I met with a confidential informant, spoke about the purchase of the 3.5 grams from Mr. Glavic, said they were going to meet at Mr. Glavic's residence. I searched this confidential informant with negative results, no additional drugs, money, or anything on him. I gave him $80 in recorded LC&A funds. He got into the vehicle. He's equipped with the audio recording device. And I drove him to Mr. Glavic's residence at 1115 East 332nd Street in Eastlake, Ohio. When we got there, the confidential informant exited my vehicle, walked up the driveway through a closed gate, waited outside for a short period of time, and Mr. Glavic exited the residence, and there was a slight physical altercation, shoving match type deal that occurred. I kept a close eye on it. It calmed down. Mr. Glavic took the confidential informant to the garage where the controlled purchase or buy was conducted. Confidential informant came out to my vehicle. We were watching it very closely. They walked down the driveway where I was sitting. The confidential informant and Mr. Glavic came out of the driveway. I saw Mr. Glavic standing next to his truck. Confidential informant got in my vehicle, immediately handed me the narcotics. As I was pulling away, I set him in the center console next to me to notify everybody we were on our way back to the debriefing location. Went back to the debriefing location where the confidential informant was searched again with negative results. He was debriefed and released.
So, where were you parked for the second buy?
In the street at the end of Mr. Glavic's driveway.
Were you on the same side of the street as his driveway? Or
Yes.
across the street?
Same side of the street.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to visually see Mr. Glavic in his driveway?
I did.
Okay. Did you see him in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you please identify him for the record?
Yes, he's sitting at the defense table in a white shirt with a white beard.
Your Honor, let the record reflects Deputy Backhart positively identified Mr. Glavic.
The record may so reflect.
So you were parked at the base of the driveway. You observed Mr. Glavic at that point during the buy.
Correct.
Did you have an opportunity to observe anyone else present?
Not in that area, no.
Okay.
Not outside the residence, no.
Okay. During the interaction with the confidential informant, did you observe anyone else with Mr. Glavic and that confidential informant?
No.
Was it the same confidential informant from the first buy as the second buy?
Yes.
Okay. And after the transaction occurred, you testified that the confidential informant came into your vehicle and handed you a suspected amount of methamphetamine?
Correct.
And you testified you drove away and searched him?
Yes. We drove to a debriefing location. He was searched again, yes.
Were there $80 on his person?
No.
Any other drugs, contraband, anything else?
No.
Okay. And did you head back to the narcotics office at that point?
I did. I headed back to Lake County Narcotics Agency where that suspected narcotics was entered into evidence and then sent to the Lake County Crime Lab for analysis.
You may.
Yes. This is the suspected narcotics from control buy number 2.
Is there a date from the purchase on there?
The date it was entered is the same date it was purchased, 4/21/2022.
And what did you do with that piece of evidence once you got back to the office?
I entered into evidence and I sent it off to the Lake County Crime Lab to be analyzed.
Okay. Now, was the confidential informant equipped with an audio-visual recording device for the second transaction as well?
He was, yes.
Okay. Did this technology work every time?
No. During this time, we were having some problems with the particular devices. Sometimes they wouldn't record or save, or the videos would be really, really choppy. It got to the point where we ended up having to switch providers to get the equipment to function properly.
Okay, so just taking a step back to that first buy, right? Did you happen to, were there any issues with that recording?
Yes, unfortunately, the first control purchase, the device did not record properly.
Okay. Was there a recording of the second control purchase?
There is a recording of the second control purchase, but due to the nature, the video is very choppy
Okay.
because of the service issues we were having with the equipment.
So when you debrief the confidential informant, do you take that recording device away from him?
Yes.
Okay, and what do you do with it at that point?
It gets turned off, and then it gets taken back to the agency where it's plugged in.
Where it's plugged in?
Yeah, for charging for the next control purchase.
Okay, and if there's recording, do you actually, what do you do with it if there is in fact a recording?
So the devices we use, it automatically uploads to what is essentially like a cloud, like iPhones have clouds. I log into a computer and the recording's there.
Okay, and did you happen to perform that action for the second buy?
I did.
Okay, and did you enter that into evidence?
The video and evidence.
Yes.
The video is just saved in that system.
Okay, and if I showed you the video, would you recognize it?
Yeah.
Now, may I approach the stand there to show the video?
I thought you were going to show them
Oh, here.
this. No, I don't. Whatever you want to do. I thought that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, so what I'm handing you has been marked as State's Exhibit 3. Do you recognize what that might be?
I believe it's a compact disc of Buy 2 with Mr. Glavick.
A 5.2?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you may.
Thursday, April 21st. This is going to be second control buy from Alan Glavick, CI 1352. Time now is 16:38.
Deputy, whose voice is that?
That is me, sir.
479-850. Yeah, put it on the radio, tell them we're rolling. I'm going to have mine. And we're going. And mine's off. I got it off. Got everything out of there? Huh? Got everything out of there? Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
What's going on, man?
Quiet. We're running.
Quiet.
What's that?
Oh, no, never mind. I thought he's running. I'm sorry.
I'll talk to you after.
Yeah.
Deputy, whose voice do we hear now?
That's the confidential informant, Louis McCroney.
Actually, I've been sitting playing. My brother's got a PS5. He paid $800.
We have to lock out, right? Please.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. Hold on.
Good. I didn't think I did. Stick that in my finger.
Yep. All right, should be good.
All right, let them know we're rolling. Rolling. There you go.
And this email today, I will like to walk around dawn. That's my family. We have head north, wedding, head west toward Vine Street. Saturday, head north toward Vine Street.
What?
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
600 feet, turn left onto Vine Street. 1 o'clock, I have Rock and Ron DJ coming out. And I also have turn left onto Vine Street. Because of the people in Lake County and around Lake County. So if you guys want to come out, maybe bring them food donations or they need money donations, but they try to help anybody and everybody out whenever they can't afford sex food and stuff like that. So they're amazing.
Absolutely. Across the board, the fact that, I mean, there are those different facets of that, of your industry alone.
That's gonna do the same thing I did last time.
Actually, you can pull into the driveway, dude. Just pull at the end of it. That's all. Cause I get out anyways and fucking, you know, like I'll go to his garage and shit usually. And, you know what it is, dude. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know what the fuck's going on already, anyways. And I'm already fucking hemmed up. So basically, when I come over here and buy a ball for you. Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Can we approach for a moment?
Stop there for a second. May continue, Mr. Lau.
I forgot. That shit. Usually I make a couple bucks, whatever. You know, so I got caught in the first shit in the first place.
Like that works.
So I was doing it.
For folks that want to
Yeah.
What an incredible skill, right? So you've always had this, you've always had that eccentric, that artistic side to you that just kind of has come out.
I've been like, everything chill, yeah, it's cool.
Busy, man.
Oh yeah, I'm self-taught with everything, because let's be honest, school board the crap out of me. So I self-taught artist, self-taught sewing, everything is self-taught.
Get it? Yeah.
Is that money that you provided to him?
Yes.
Man, I can't believe it's summertime already again, man. Ride? Anything? You do for hobbies, man? Anything? Yeah, fucking around. Video games or nothing? I always like, you know what, man? I always like gaming. It's always, I don't know. It's honestly like it's something that never got boring to me. Like, you know, I can sit there and do this shit forever. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Sure.
Turn right on East 332nd Street. In 1,000 feet, your destination will be on the right.
Actually, if you don't want to pull, you don't have to just drop off the end of the driveway. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'll say it doesn't matter to me, honestly. Yeah. Perfect. You're right. You're definitely right.
Same fucking thing, bro.
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got you. You know I got you, Josh. Right back. Fucking pants are falling down. Oh, shit. You're a crazy fucker, Al, I swear. Huh? Joe, I didn't steal from Joe. Al, come on, Al. Stop it, Al. Al, stop. I didn't steal from Joe. I didn't steal from Joe. What are you talking about? You stop it, Al. What's wrong with you? Bro, we're cool, bro. I wouldn't steal from Joe, man. Joe, I wouldn't steal from you. What are you talking about? How did I do? What does that got to do with me? Joe, I don't know what you're talking about, Al. Al, I told you I don't know. Come on, that's stupid. You think I'm going to go to jail for that shit, dude? Al, what is wrong with you, man? I told you the truth. I told you the truth about this. We ain't got to fight about this shit. We don't got to fight again, dude. Come on, Al. Me and you were straight, dude.
Tell me the truth.
I told you the truth, bro. Bro, Al, I told you the fucking truth.
Know, bro. You know.
Listen, they took my. Listen, bro. Tiana is fucked up, man. You know that. Why the fuck?
You know, man. You know,
Bro, Al, I don't even go over there, Al. Bro, you think I would do that and come around here? Seriously, Al?
No.
Al, you think I would do that and come around here?
You know Tiana did it.
No, I don't, but I'm sure who else would have done it? Who else? Come on, dude, Al. What the hell, man? God damn it. Don't listen to fight. I don't want to fight with you.
Today's on shit, dude.
Dude, there's nothing to do with me, dude. There's nothing. I'm fine, dude. That shit ain't gonna
But
do
Gianna,
Dude, I'm not answering this shit.
tell me, Gianna, dude.
Okay, I'll tell you, but like I said, I don't know. Like I said, who else would it be? I'll think about it.
All right. No, show me who it is. Show me who it is, dude. Show me who it is. Who is it? Show me who it is, bro.
Oh, dude. Al, come on. Got me all nervous and shit, dude. Come on, Al.
Who is it?
I don't know. Hold on a second. Try to spammers and call me all fucking day. No, here, I'll show you who it is.
Show me, dude.
Come on, Al, dude.
Like, no, Joe told her, man.
Joe.
That's how Joe is.
Fucking Marconi, bro. Joe, Al, listen to me. I wouldn't do that shit.
Why you gotta just tell me she did it?
Okay, but listen, this is the thing, Al. Listen to me. Listen to me, dude. This is the thing. I'm not hating on Tiana. This is the thing, Al, right? If she obviously dude, because I hang out with her, I'm involved. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, Al, that's stupid. You go to jail for that kind of shit. There's a paper trail on that shit, dude. You're not going to get away with it. Like I said, you got to try to swing at me and shit because, I mean, come on, Al. Like, I'm not trying to fight with you again over nothing. That's stupid, Al. Bro, I'm trying to tell you an It is what it is. Like I said, bro. I mean, bro, there's nobody else that could beat. That shit happened at 4. That shit happened at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, dude. You know what I mean? Like, who else? I wasn't over there. Think about it. She had to be doing it when it was happening. Like, you have to be doing it when it's happening. You can't just do that shit like that. What do you want to do? Because they stole my fucking car, dude. They had to. When my car was parked in their driveway, dude, they took my fucking car. They took a bunch of shit. I had like a fucking 2 grams of weed and this and all kinds of shit, dude. Bro, I don't know. My car was parked in there. I told you this already. I told you this too. My car was parked in the driveway, dude. I come outside, I drive to leave. My cigarettes are gone, everything, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? They left me 1 fucking cigarette, dude. I had like 4 or 5. Get that out. Don't be over here fucking with you like that, dude. That's stupid. I understand that, but Joe, like, Al, I'm not gonna disrespect Joe like that. Joe ain't never been nothing but good to me. I don't steal anyway. I don't steal from people, dude. That's a fucking what Denise and fucking have, dude. Listen, man, that shit's not. I don't steal from nobody. I get myself the money. I'm trying to make a couple dollars and shit. I don't be fucking stealing from people, dude. Fucking. That's nothing but a paper trail. You're gonna get caught every fucking time. Every time.
Maybe you wouldn't came over here.
Fuck no, I wouldn't have came over here. You know, it's so hell. I know. Listen, bro. I know about you. I respect you. I'm not gonna do that, dude. That's the shit with the fucking lottery ticket that time. I didn't do that. Them bitches knew what the fuck they were doing. They put the shit on me. They gave me the fucking tickets, dude. Like, you know how that shit goes, man. I'm not like you said. I'm not.
I was wondering. I just wanted to say.
No, I don't. Listen, it has to be, dude. It couldn't be anybody else. Joe, I don't think about it. She's the only one that can get close enough to Joe to steal his bank information. Dude, come on. I mean, I know the guy doesn't leave his debit card at home, does he? Unattended. You know? Like I said, dude, I wouldn't. I don't know why Joe needs to just get rid of her, dude. After that, when they stole his fucking money order, too, like, you know, come on, dude. Like, that shit, it's not hard to figure out, dude. You know? But, I'm gonna come with a fight, come and see you tomorrow. You're gonna be alright, that's fine. You're gonna be around tomorrow? Alright. No, I get it. That's cool. Like I said, I understand, man. But like I said, Al, you think I would come over here if I did something like that? That's ignorant, dude. I know I'm not trying to fight with you at your house. Come on, dude. That's fucking stupid. I wouldn't, bro. I come over here trying to hit you up every day. I mean, what the fuck? Like, I'd make a couple dollars. I don't need to go fucking steal from nobody. You know, just because I was over there, Tiana's a fucking asshole. She's out probably kicking it with dude. Joe be at work all day long. You know what I mean? She's probably over there doing the most, man. You know what I mean? But all right, man. I'll see you later, Al. Everything cool? Cool? Yeah, yeah. Like you said, yeah, I know it is. Like I said, I just, you know, I get it. You were upset or whatever, but like I said, I wouldn't. Al, I told you from the beginning, I wouldn't do that, dude. Yeah. Like you said, I really don't know, but it couldn't be anybody else. It has to be. So I mean, I don't listen. This is why it has to be because nobody that I know knows Joe well enough to be doing Cash App. Think about it. Like, so you guys are smart enough. Think about it. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, whoa, whoa. That one? Wow. I was expecting that shit, see? Oh my God, dude. What the fuck? This fucking girl, I told him. Oh, I'm still not sorry.
Deputy, what is that in your center console?
The suspected narcotics that the confidential informant handed me when he got in the vehicle.
Asshole, dude. Fucking steal. Look at my record. I don't really steal from fucking nowhere.
Yes, sir. So, is that a good copy of the recording, or was that choppy?
That was a choppy copy of the recording, sir.
Okay. And was there a certain point from, let me take a start back. Were you, what we saw, is that what you were able to see on your device in the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. So it wasn't a clearer version that you were watching?
No, it was the same.
Okay. And at any point, were you able to observe a transaction occurring between the two?
Directly, no.
Okay. Again, after the transaction occurred, after the controlled buy occurred, he handed you the suspected meth.
Correct.
You guys drove off
Correct.
and then searched him again?
Yes, sir.
Was that $80 on him?
No.
All right. I think we talked about this already, but you went back to the crime lab and you entered that into evidence.
Went back to the office and entered the suspected methamphetamine in evidence. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. All right. What happened next?
After that, it was sent to the crime lab. And then I compiled all the information from this investigation, and I presented to the Honorable Judge P. O'Donnell, who found sufficient probable cause to issue a search warrant for Mr. Glavick's residence.
Okay. And did you happen to execute that search warrant?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Do you remember what day you executed that warrant?
April 27th,
2022?
2022, yes.
Okay. And that was of his residence at 1115 East 332nd Street in East Lake County, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to hand you some documents that are collectively labeled Case Exhibit 1A through K. Can you please tell me if you identify those documents? If you could recognize those documents?
Yes.
Oh, sticker phone.
1A is a front picture of Mr. Glavick's residence.
Okay, and was that taken by a narcotics agent
It was.
on April 27, 2022?
It was, yes.
Okay, does that fairly and accurately depict the home as it was on April 27, 2022?
Yes.
Okay. And what other photos do you see?
1B is a picture of the driveway with Mr. Glavick's vehicle parked in it. 1C is a picture of one of the bedrooms, Mr. Glavick's bedroom.
Are you able to see anything in that photo?
In this photo, you can see the scale, some cigarette packs, a wallet, some white residue on top of the dresser. This is a better photo of the top of the dresser. There's the cigarette packs. There's the scale with suspected residue on it, suspected residue all over the top of the dresser. That was 1D. 1C is a closer-up picture of the, closer-up photo of the scale with the residue on the scale and around the scale on the TV.
Deputy, I just want to take a step back. So you see a big number 1 there. The
Correct.
gold placard. Was that there when you entered the room, or who put that there?
No, we placed that there to mark our evidence.
Okay. And what were you marking at that point?
The scale, I believe. Either the scale or the residue that was all over the top of the dresser, one of the two.
Okay.
I'd have to review my evidence sheet. An additional picture, a little closer up, of item 1 with the scale with the residue and the suspected methamphetamine residue all over the top of the dresser. I'm sorry, that was 1F. 1G is a photo of what appears to be the top dresser drawer with U.S. currency in it. And if you look, you can see the chunks of residue on top of the dresser there. 1H is a photo of the next drawer with baggies, multiple baggies, small baggies, sandwich baggies, some tin foil. That's marked as evidence number 3 for Lake County. 1I is a closer-up picture of the residue that was on the dresser. 1I. That residue was sent to the Lake County Crime Lab for analysis. This is a photo of the restroom where Mr. Glavic's cell phone was located. That is State's Exhibit 1J. And this is a photo of a container inside Mr. Glavic's garage. That container had a little bit of residue in it, and that is 1K as in king.
You may.
I do, yes.
What do you recognize it to be?
This is the digital scale that was taken out of Mr. Glavic's bedroom.
Okay, and how was that collected as evidence?
How was it collected as evidence?
Yeah.
So it was taken as evidence because of the drug residue that was suspected drug residue that was on it and around it.
Okay. What did you do to collect it as evidence? Like, what was done to it? Was it placed in a bag?
Yeah. So to collect the evidence, it was placed in a plastic bag, and then it was sealed and then sent to the crime lab to be tested to see what was on the scale.
Okay.
And this is the evidence I entered into my handwriting.
And what I'm hitting you with the map is State's Exhibit number 6. Do you recognize those proportions?
Yes, this is the plastic baggies that were taken out of the dresser drawer.
Okay. The dresser drawer, was that in the kitchen or was it in?
Mr. Glavic's bedroom.
Okay. And were those taken back to your office and entered into evidence?
Yes.
And what I'm handing to you is marked as State's Exhibit number 7. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What do you recognize that to be?
This is a suspected quantity of suspected methamphetamine.
Okay, and where was that suspected methamphetamine located?
This was located on the dresser in Mr. Glavic's bedroom.
Is there a photograph of that?
Yes.
And what did you do with that?
This was packaged and entered into evidence and sent to Lake County Crime Lab for analysis.
And what I'm handing you has been marked as State's Exhibit number 8. Do you recognize that?
Yes, this is $210 in U.S. currency.
And where was that currency?
This was in the dresser drawer in Alan Glavic's bedroom, in the area of where the bags and the scale were located.
Okay, so can you just elaborate on that a little bit?
So, Jen, in my experience, people who traffic in narcotics keep their scales and narcotics and baggings and packaging close nearby. I found it. In this case, everything was nearby.
Okay, so what does that lead you to believe?
That Mr. Glavick is trafficking in narcotics.
And what about the cash?
The cash was from drug proceeds.
And what I'm handing you is the marked as State's Exhibit number 9. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What do you
There's
recognize?
one cell phone that was taken from the bathroom.
Okay, and there's a photograph of that as well.
Yes.
And then finally, State's Exhibit number 10. How do you recognize that?
This is the blue container that was found in the garage with a very minuscule amount of residue in it of suspected narcotics.
Okay. And did that go to the crime lab or no?
It did not. There was not enough in it to test.
Okay. At this point in time, was Mr. Glavick taken into custody?
Yes, Mr. Glavick was taken into custody and taken to the East Lake Police Department and interviewed.
Okay, and was there, to the best of your recollection, was there a video documenting that interview?
Yes, there is.
Okay. What I'm handing you is been marked as State's Exhibit 11. Do you want to take by that?
This is the interview of Mr. Glavick at East Lake Police.
Is there a date on that?
I don't believe so, no. I don't see one. But it would have been the same, it would have been the 27th. He was interviewed that very day, the day of the search warrant, so April 27th. Probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:45, 9 o'clock.
Any objection? Want to approach?
Yes, thank you.
let me know when you're ready to hit play, and I'll unmute it. So ladies and gentlemen, State's Exhibit, make sure I get the right number here, number 11 that you're about to hear.
Alan? What's going on? Chris from Lake County Narcotics, how are you? Alright, hell of a morning. I get it. Probably don't want to talk much. I get that too. Just do some basic. Oh, for real. That's fine. That's cool, man. I respect that. Hey, look. I'll tell you this. I'm cool. I'm calm. I'm collected. I'm not a dickhead. I'll hear you out. If you want to talk about anything, I'll talk. It's fine. No pressure.
Deputy, are you in the room for this interview?
Could you repeat the question?
Were you in the room for this interview?
No, sir.
Why not?
I wasn't in the room for the interview because on the second by, Mr. Glavick and I, while I was sitting in the roadway, looked at each other for about a minute or so.
Okay, and why would you not want to interview?
To do my best to protect the confidential informant.
I just got to do a little bit of paperwork with you, and then after that, if you want to talk, we'll talk. It's like you said.
You want to go to prison jail?
Yeah. We'll see what we can do. A-L-L-A-N?
A-L-A-N.
What's your middle name?
Richard.
Man. Spell Glavick for me. G-L-A-V-I-C. Thank you. You got a nickname? Go by Al or anything? What's your birthday?
August 7th. 75.
What's your social?
280-80-6365.
And you got all of it except the last four.
6365.
How about a cell phone number for you?
440-749-2625.
2645?
2625.
2625. And what What's the address over there, 115?
115.
And what is that, East Street?
32nd. East Street 32nd.
How long you lived there?
Long time. Since 1990.
30 years?
Yeah.
Is it okay to call you a white male? Gotta ask these days. How tall are you?
6'3".
What's your weight?
240.
What color hair?
Brown and gray. I'll be at work, man.
What color eyes you got?
Brown.
You wear glasses at all? Mark scars, tattoos? That one area?
Tattoos, yeah.
You got a bunch or just a couple? What you got? Anything good? Married?
No.
Any kids? Is your father still alive? Some of them,
Yeah, she's here. Anyway, she's the wife.
what's mom's name?
Mary Ann.
Same last name?
Yeah.
Any brothers or sisters?
They passed away.
Past drug use, even if you used it once. You ever used marijuana?
Everything.
Everything. I can't mark everything, so be patient with me.
No. Major ones. Yeah,
Crack?
every boy, yeah.
You ever do crack?
Yeah, I don't do no more. We have any food, and all that shit.
You did coke before? Powder?
Quit.
Heroin?
Yeah, I quit.
Never do like pills, like perks or prescription?
No.
Sannies, something like that? Never do like ecstasy or anything? How about that? LSD, shrooms, anything like that? Anything I'm missing? Something weird like peyote or some weird shit from Africa?
I didn't know it was natural things.
Okay. Where are you working?
Do concrete.
Self-employed or you work for someone? Oh, for someone. What's the name of the company?
Concrete. Down way on Andover.
I'm not gonna call them. What do you do there?
Labor. I work with my buddy too, so.
Where you go to high school? St. Mark? Graduate? No. What's the highest grade you got?
Nice.
You get GED? No college, trade school, anything like that? What kind of vehicle are you driving these days? Word what?
Stupid shit. What's that? Oh, Roxanne.
What's Roxanne?
Stram.
This CRAH or something like that.
Yeah.
Strom or
Yeah.
All right. As you wrote, or excuse me, as you spoke, I wrote. I'll take a look at this. If you see any errors, let me know, I'll make corrections. If not, give me a signature right there. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm going to read these to you, and you have to actually acknowledge that you understand what I'm saying here. You have the right to remain silent. You understand that?
Yes.
Anything you say can be used against you in court. You understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have them with you during questioning if you desire. You understand that? If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before any questioning if you wish. You understand that? If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering questions at any time until you can talk to a lawyer. You understand that? Give me initials here. Write your name. Sign them, please. Print at the top, sign on the bottom. Thanks, sir. All right, Mr. Glavik, do you have any idea what we're doing, what's going on?
Look, can I make a personal observation? Out of respect. Just go through your personal history statement about your life and what you've been through. You've been through a fucking lot. And unfortunately, it's easy to get used to because it's easy. You hate it, but it's easy. And you don't want to go back, but when you keep going back, you realize how easy it is. And at your age now, you have a job, man. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You have a job. And, you know, it seems like you're getting your shit together. But we keep falling back into this pitfall of the dope, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. And maybe nobody's ever told you this before, and I'm not trying to go too deep for you because I don't know you, but one of the biggest problems maybe is that you're finding dope to self-medicate. You know what I'm saying? Because you've never known, or you never knew how to, or you never told how to deal with the pain. Does that make sense? And I'm speaking from experience, okay? It's just what I observe, all right? And I get it. And it's tired. How old are you now? 73?
46.
It's tiring, isn't it?
Tired. Money was all good for them. I mean, you know what I mean?
Concrete, dude, it fucking ain't easy. I've been there. I've done marble and granite. Almost my whole life before this shit. It's fucking backbreaking. At the same time, you make good money, you're still fucking out there hustling, right? So,
well, I was gonna fall back to straight, you know what I mean? It's hard.
but why is it? Talk to me.
No, that's it. I ain't no fucking drug dealer.
Nobody said you were.
I know. This ain't me.
But why drugs all of a sudden? When's the first time you started using? Young?
Damn, this is wrong, but I started doing heavy drug with, you know, a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago?
Yeah, I ain't doing no drug.
Just somebody you met, or?
I was thinking I was just, you know.
It's kind of a party thing.
Yeah.
You a drinker?
No.
No?
What's your
Oh, shit.
favorite drug?
Do a little meth, that's it now.
Is when you're using meth because it's an upper, what a lot of like even just caffeine, nicotine, meth, cocaine, kind of make you happy.
Everybody thinks it keeps people focused at the end, but it's
well, at the end it tears you apart because your body gets used to using it so much. How much are you up to a day?
I don't do it that much.
You don't do it that much? When you do use it, you shoot it, snort it, smoke it?
I used to shoot, I quit that.
You used to shoot, but you quit that?
Quit.
Now, are you one of the cases I see? You smoking now? Are you one of the cases, you said that you were on heroin. You're on heroin pretty bad?
Yeah, I was like straight quit.
Did you use, so you went cold turkey?
Yeah,
That was fucking tough.
Well, I found somebody dead in my house. My girlfriend, so I quit.
Yeah, a kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah.
To help you quit, though, I know you said cold turkey. Did you turn to the meth to kind of help? Because that's what a lot of people do. No? So it's just you stop?
I started doing this.
Narcotics for you. Well, that's what we're getting to. So how many people do you help out usually? If I wanted to get a gram off you, how much?
Yes.
Have you had any recent contact with that confidential informant that arranged those two controlled buys?
No, there was attempts made to contact him. We were unsuccessful.
assuming, right?
I'm sorry,
Maybe a
Ron.
little bit, I'm assuming. Why don't we take a mid-afternoon break now? Ladies and gentlemen, please remember the mission that David began and not talk about the each other and anyone else. You are present. No investigating the case or researching any issues involved in this case. We'll take about 10 minutes recess or so, then we'll resume. All rise.
Good afternoon.
This particular situation, as it relates to these controlled buys, you wrote a report, correct?
Correct, sir. Yes.
And that would be standard procedure.
Yes. Yes.
Excuse
me.
In your report, you indicate that you've had the opportunity to obtain information from confidential informant or CI 1352.
Yes, sir.
So CI 1352 is the individual that we saw in the video, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's the Louis Marconi that's been identified.
Yes, sir. As identified earlier, yes.
And prior to this particular situation, had you worked with CI 1352 prior?
No.
Okay. How was it that you came to be in contact with them regarding this situation?
The CI had some charges he wanted to work off, and he was presented to us and given the opportunity to try to get a positive recommendation to the prosecutor.
So when you were testifying at the beginning portion of your testimony, you had indicated that a lot of the CIs come in or become known to you because they want to work off charges.
Correct, yes.
And that was the case with this particular confidential informant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the charges that he wanted to work off had to do with selling or attempting to sell some kind of counterfeit drugs or something of that nature?
I don't recall, but I believe it was something along those lines, yes. I don't recall the specifics, but yes.
Charged out of Willoughby, Ohio? Does that sound accurate?
I don't recall.
Okay. Now, in these controlled buys, we saw the footage that you had from the second controlled buy, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you testified that the footage from the first controlled buy is unavailable, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as the search that takes place of the CI prior to the controlled buy, what does that entail?
Excuse me. The search is a pat down. We're looking for any type of pat down search of pockets, waistbands, shoes, everywhere. We're looking for any weapons, narcotics, or additional money.
Okay. And where does that generally take place at?
Generally, in the wherever the location is, we decide to brief.
And that search is not videoed?
No.
And as far as a pat down goes, how much time do you spend performing that type of search?
I don't know if there's a time frame on it. It's just you perform the search enough to know that nothing's there, that there's no weapons, additional narcotics, or additional money.
Okay. Are any articles of clothing removed?
No. It's not a strip search isn't conducted, no.
Okay.
If that's...
So it's not the type of search maybe someone would encounter prior to being admitted into the jail?
No, it's similar to if you were being arrested and you were going to be put in the back of a patrol car. A little bit more invasive, I guess, when you're going into the pockets, making sure there's nothing. As far as a search of a CI, going into the pockets, making sure, checking the waistband, making sure there's nothing there.
Do your shoes come off?
No.
Is a drug dog used to assist with this preliminary search of the CI?
No.
Now, in the first controlled buy, we didn't have footage of that, but where were you parked for that?
On the street.
And when you talked about what you saw or what you observed, was that based on your firsthand sight of the alleged controlled buy, or was it more so what you were watching on the screen?
It was between both of them. I would check the screen and look up as well.
Okay. Well, did that first control buy, did it take place from your observations in the garage?
That first control, no, it did not take place in the garage. It took place in the area on the other side of the gate.
There is another side of the gate in the driveway.
Yeah.
Okay. And in that particular buy, there was $40 given to a confidential informant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was there any other confidential informant used in the first controlled buy?
No.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I'm going to hand you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit A. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, this is my report.
Okay. That's a portion of the report that you drafted and prepared in regards to this situation?
Yes.
Okay. And if you look to the end of the last sentence of the second paragraph, and there's a circle on it for reference, what does that say?
It says I gave CI 1353 $40.
Okay. So we were dealing with CI 1352, correct?
Correct.
So where did CI 1353 come into this?
CI 1353 was not part of this. It was a typo on my error.
Okay.
Again.
I'm going to approach again, Your Honor.
You may.
And you was marked as Defendant's Exhibit B, and you recognize that document?
Yes, this is the second page of my report.
Okay.
This is B, you said?
This is B, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And the top of that page indicates that this is controlled by number 2. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
Certainly. And if you would bring your attention to the third paragraph, can you read that for us?
Says I entered the purported quantity of suspected methamphetamine obtained from control by number 1 into evidence. The item was sent to the Lake County Crime Lab for drug identification and analysis.
Okay. Why would we use the drugs from controlled by 1 as part of the controlled by 2 submission to the crime lab?
We did not. When I was typing it there, I copied from the previous paragraph and I didn't change it to control by number 2. Clerical error on my part.
When the confidential informant returned to the vehicle and controlled by number 1 and number 2, at some point you took possession of the narcotics that were allegedly purchased?
Yes.
Okay. And were you wearing gloves when you did so?
I was not.
Did you have any concerns that could affect a chain of evidence?
No.
As far as the controlled by number 2 that we watched, where were you parked for that controlled by?
In the street.
Okay. And fair to say you could not see into the garage?
I could not see into the garage, no.
Okay. So what you saw in controlled by number 2 is the same thing that we saw in the courtroom here a few minutes ago when that video was played, correct?
With the exception of some of the altercation they had that was in the driveway area.
Okay. So you were able to see into the driveway a bit? So
Yeah, I could not see into the garage, no.
Yeah, no. The garage. And is it fair to say that on that video, you don't actually see a drug transaction?
Yes,
Okay.
it's fair to say.
And you did not see a drug transaction outside of the video for buy number 2?
No, I did not.
And you did see a transaction on buy number 1, but that's the video we don't have, right?
Yeah, the video, technology.
Yeah, what happened with that?
So for a while there, we were having a lot of issues with, so all the devices use cellular data. So you know, like how your phone drops phone calls sometimes. it was causing a lot of problems with some of our devices, and it would drop, it wouldn't record, or the video would kind of be there and be really, really choppy.
Is this new equipment?
At the time, it was an update to the equipment we had, and the cellular provider we were using switched to, I want to say 5G, and don't quote me on that, but they switched to another format, 5G or 5G++, whatever the new one is, and it wouldn't work with that equipment. We ended up having to change carriers to get the devices to work properly.
And you had indicated that there was terminology of a ball, 3.5 grams.
Yes.
Now, you, in your career, have dealt with other narcotics other than crystal meth, correct?
Yes.
And is it accurate that the term ball or 8 ball or something similar could be used to describe other drugs other than crystal meth?
It can, yes.
As far as the search warrant of Mr. Glavic's home, were you present during that?
Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
May.
I'm going to hand you what's been marked as Exhibit C. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, this is the evidence and property sheet.
Okay. And is that signed at the bottom?
It is.
Okay. And that's not signed by you, is it?
No.
What, and I'll retrieve that from you. What role did you play in the execution of the search warrant?
I assisted in searching and interviewed Mr. Glavic's mother.
You had typed up the documentation for the search warrant?
I did.
Okay. So documentation goes in for a search warrant. There's this alleged trafficking. You go in and execute the search warrant. And the only thing that's recovered drug-wise is a digital scale with suspected drug residue on it and a very small amount of crystal meth on a dresser or near a dresser. Is that correct?
What was recovered was a digital scale with a residue. On the top of the dresser, there was residue around the scale, U.S. currency, packaging in the drawers near the scale.
But as far as actual drugs, what was recovered?
The residue on the scale and around the scale,
Okay.
on top of the dresser.
So nothing, as it relates to just narcotics, nothing other than residue.
Correct.
And what time of day was this warrant executed?
About 8:30 in the morning, I believe.
Okay.
Between 8 and 8:30.
And it was a couple days after the second controlled buy?
Yes.
Yeah. There were more individuals than just Mr. Glavic residing in this home, correct?
At the time of the search warrant, it was his mother.
What about his girlfriend?
I had no contact with his girlfriend.
Okay. How many rooms were in the home?
I don't recall.
You had testified that certain things were found in Mr. Glavic's room. You recall that?
Yes.
How did you come up with the fact that that room was Mr. Glavic's room?
One of the other agents, while searching, there was items in there that were Mr. Glavic's.
Did it appear that someone else shared that room with them?
No.
Do you have any indication that his girlfriend spent a lot of time in that room as well?
No, I had no indication of that.
Now, $210 was recovered, correct?
Correct.
Did that money match up with the money that was used in the controlled buys?
I don't believe so, no. I don't believe we recovered any of LCNA's money from the buys.
And the way you would track that is by serial number of the funds?
Correct, yes. Yes.
Now, in the interview that Mr. Glavic gave that we presented, previously, there is mention of Mr. Glavick working in the concrete industry. You did hear that, right?
Correct.
So how do you know that that money was a result of drug proceeds?
As I testified earlier, at times when people deal in narcotics, they keep those funds close to where they do their business or how they do their business. It was found with the packaging, or near the packaging, near the scale. It would indicate that it was used for trafficking.
Well, the picture we saw of it had the money on top of the dresser with the cigarette boxes. You recall that?
There was money by the cigarette boxes, and there was money in the drawer. This one is 1G and 1D. Which one are you? Yeah. Here.
Just so that
Yeah.
the record's clear. So Exhibit 1G indicates or shows that there's money in a drawer.
Yeah, I believe it's the drawer right underneath where the digital scale and things are located, and the suspected narcotics.
That looks like a sock drawer, doesn't
It looks like a drawer where there's laundry in it.
it? So there's no baggies or scales.
It's in the drawer down, the next drawer down, yeah.
But in the drawer that the money was found in, there wasn't any paraphernalia. There was just socks.
No.
And then additional money demonstrated in Exhibit 1D is found under a cigarette box on top of the dresser. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was Mr. Glavick home at the time this warrant was executed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where was he when you entered the home?
I did not enter the home.
Do you know where he was when the other agents entered the home?
I do not. The home was entered by the SWAT team.
Do you know if anything was found on Mr. Glavick's person?
I don't believe it was.
So no drugs on his person?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Sure.
So the methamphetamine that allegedly resulted from these transactions, as well as the residue on the scale and around the dresser, that was all sent to the crime lab, right?
Yes, sir.
And did the crime lab, so let me back up, did you take any DNA samples off of any of the baggies or any of the scale or any of the other contraband?
No.
Did you take any fingerprints off of any of these items?
No.
And as far as you know, when these items were sent to the crime lab, they weren't tested for DNA?
No.
They weren't tested for fingerprints?
No.
And the confidential informant used in this, do you know his whereabouts?
No, I don't. We've attempted to locate him and have not been able to.
Redirect examination, Mr. Mallow.
Briefly, Your Honor. been marked as State's Exhibits 1L.
Yes, this is Alan Glavick's bedroom where we just found the scale and the residue and the other evidence.
Okay, so does it show more than just the dresser?
Yes, yes.
What does it show?
It shows, excuse me, a bed, some clothes hanging on the wall, curtains. Appears to be some medications maybe up there on the shelf. Clothes, male clothes, hanging up on the rod.
Clothes?
Male clothes.
Male clothes? Do
Yeah.
you see any what appear to be female clothes in that room?
I do not.
Okay. And I know Mr. Hinton was just discussing those searches of the confidential informant prior to each of the controlled buys.
Yes, sir.
Just to be clear, did you find any type of contraband or money or anything on the confidential informant before controlled buy number one?
There was no additional narcotics, drugs, or weapons on the confidential informant.
What about after controlled buy number one?
When I searched him after control by number one, there was no drugs, weapons, or narcotics on his person.
And no cash on him?
And no cash, no.
What about controlled buy number two?
Prior to the buy, he was searched, nothing was located.
Okay, and then after the buy?
He was searched again and nothing was located.
And not even the money? that
No.
you gave him?
No.
All right, thank you, Deputy.
Cross-examination.
After controlled by number two, when the CI got into the vehicle, you drove off, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did anybody, law enforcement wise, within the few minutes of you taking off, go and conduct any kind of search of the driveway or the grass near the driveway to see if money or anything else had been left there?
No, we wouldn't do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You may return to the seat.
Thank you.
Your Honor, would you like me to retrieve the exhibits?
Yes, please. And just leave those there and give them to Mary. Please. Yeah. All right, you may call your next witness.
State next calls Tyler Meter. Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Please. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Lowell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Tyler Meter, Meader.
Where do you currently work?
I'm employed at the Lake County Crime Laboratory.
And how long have you been there?
Approximately 4.5 years.
What's your job title?
I am a forensic analyst.
And what are your duties?
My duties as a forensic analyst in the toxicology department consist of analyzing bodily fluids for the presence of alcohol and drugs And in the controlled substance department, I analyze solid dose evidence for the presence or absence of controlled substances.
What type of education and training do you have for this position?
I received a bachelor's degree of science from Mercyhurst University in applied forensic chemistry. In applied forensic science, with a concentration in forensic chemistry. And then when I got employed at the Lake County Crime Laboratory, I completed an extensive year-long training regimen program, which consisted of reading all of our procedures, observing competent analysts perform analysis, doing supervised casework, being competency tested and proficiency tested before I was able to do casework myself.
Are you a member of any professional organizations?
Yes, I am a member of MAT and MAFS. MAT is an acronym for Midwest Association for Toxicology and Therapeutic Drug Monitoring, and MAFS is an acronym for Midwest Association for Forensic Scientists.
Do you attend any professional seminars or continuing education?
Yes, I attend seminars annually as well as participate in online webinars and training activities when they are offered to me.
Are those presented by those organizations that you're a member of?
Yes, they are.
And so how often do you attend seminars and continuing education courses?
There is an annual conference yearly which I attend, and then maybe every so often, every month or so, there will be a webinar presented where we can continually watch and get up to trends in the drug world.
Have you ever testified as an expert in the field of forensic chemistry?
Yes, I have.
How many times?
5 times prior to today.
And where?
In the Lake County Court of Common Pleas.
Did those court appearances include actually testifying as an expert with respect to the chemical character of particular substances?
Yes, they have.
Has your testimony been accepted as an expert in those cases?
Yes, it has.
As part of your regular duties, do you receive requests to test samples or items for the presence of controlled substances?
Yes, I do.
How often does that happen in a given week?
In a given week, it's hard to say. It depends on caseload. Over the course of 4.5 years, I've tested over hundreds of different items, but typically anywhere from 10 to 20 cases, samples a week.
And what types of drugs can be tested at your lab?
All types of drugs can be tested, whether that be solid dose evidence, syringes, residues, prescription medicines, pills, tablets, capsules, a plethora of different drugs we are able to test.
Is there a cutoff or minimum required to test particular drugs?
No, there is not.
Okay. What about methamphetamine? Is there a cutoff or a minimum to be able to measure or detect the presence of methamphetamine?
No, there's not a minimum required.
What would the difference between a very small amount versus residue?
A very small amount and a residue are two different things. A very small amount is something that we would be able to obtain a net weight for. As opposed to a residue, you are not able to obtain a weight. Essentially, a residue is just the surface of an item that will be swabbed for testing, so therefore you cannot obtain a weight.
Are you familiar with the procedures that the Lake County Crime Lab employs when samples or evidence is submitted for analysis?
Yes.
And what is that procedure?
When evidence is submitted to the crime laboratory, it is submitted via an outside agency, typically a police agency. They will bring the evidence into our lobby area, which must be accompanied by an evidence submission form. The evidence must be sealed and initialed prior to it being accepted. The evidence custodians up front will ensure that it is sealed properly, accompanied by the form, and then we'll create an electronic and physical case file given a unique identifier barcode. Each subsequent item submitted within that case will get its identifier barcode as well, and then they will scan the evidence into our locked evidence cage inside of our secure evidence room.
Thank you. Who has access to the samples of the evidence?
All of the laboratory employees, as well as the evidence custodians who take in the evidence, have access to the evidence room.
Anybody from the outside of the lab have access?
No, only the lab employees and people that work there.
How does evidence arrive at your desk?
Evidence arrives at my desk myself. I will put our unique code into the evidence room. I will get the evidence out of the bin, and then I will scan it via its unique barcode into my possession. and all of that transactions are tracked in our laboratory information management system, otherwise known as LIMS, so we can document who has what piece of evidence, where it's at any given time.
Are any precautions in the lab taken to ensure that you're testing what the police department actually provided to you?
Yes, the precautions made are once I receive the evidence in my possession, I will again ensure that the barcode on the evidence item matches the case barcode and matches what the police agency says it is prior to me even opening any piece of evidence.
And how many pieces of evidence do you open at a time?
I will only ever open one piece of evidence at a time.
With respect to this case, do you recall receiving a request from the Lake County Narcotics Agency?
Yes.
Was there a lab number assigned to the case?
Yes, there was.
Do you recall what that lab number is?
I do not recall off the top of my head, but if I were presented the lab report, or I would be able to recognize what that number would be.
Would that be found in your laboratory report?
Yes.
Okay. And do you compile these reports in your ordinary course of business?
That's correct, I do.
Okay. Your Honor, may I put?
You may.
Yes, I do.
What do you recognize it to be?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
What do you recognize that to be?
I recognize this to be an accurate copy of the laboratory report that I issued regarding this case. I know that via its unique laboratory case barcode number, 22-000416. And then my initials are also on this page, as well as my signature on the final page of the report.
Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
All right. How do you recognize that?
States Exhibit 2, it says the Lake County Crime Laboratory number, 22416, our item number, and the date and initials, which I opened this piece of evidence.
Okay. And does it appear to be in the same condition as when you last saw it?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any changes or alterations to that item?
No, there's not.
Now, as it relates to that item itself, did you happen to analyze that sample?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what procedure did you use to analyze that sample?
For this piece of evidence in particular, like I stated previously, I related the laboratory case number barcode with the case number barcode to ensure that that piece of evidence goes with that case. I then opened this piece of evidence. I then, obtained a net weight, meaning a weight without the bag, the packaging, anything, just of the physical substance. After I recorded that weight, I then performed FTIR analysis. FTIR is short for Fourier Transform Infrared Spectroscopy, which is a technique which measures the vibrational frequency patterns of various drugs. You can think of FTIR vibrational patterns as strumming a guitar. Different notes, different strings, when strummed, will vibrate differently, as well as different drugs being subject to the IR will vibrate differently and produce a different different pattern. So you can identify meth from cocaine, from acetaminophen, so on and so forth. After FTIR analysis is complete, I will then do another technique called GCMS analysis, which is short for gas chromatography mass spectrometry. GCMS essentially will separate out all components of the drug or mixture, and then mass spec will identify. GC, you can think of running a race or a marathon. Everybody starts in one group at the start of the start line, and as the race progresses, different people will separate out and cross the finish line differently. As drugs in the mixture, as they travel through the GC, they'll separate out, and then the mass spec will identify. The compound will get bombarded with electrons and fragment differently at the same time when subject to the same conditions each and every time. Therefore, meth will fragment differently than cocaine, so on and so forth. So based on the separation and the fragmentation pattern is how I'm able to make an identification once those techniques are done.
Okay, and what drugs were tested during the procedure?
Specifically, prior to that testing, it is an unknown what the drug will be, so it is a plethora of all the drugs that we will be able to test for via those techniques.
Are these procedures, those two different tests that you described, are those generally accepted in the scientific community?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So would you mind showing us that item? Do you need gloves?
Is there a scissors? This is laboratory case number 22416, item 1. This is the substance that I tested, the barcode, my initials, and here's the physical substance that I tested.
At the conclusion of those tests, were you able to come to a determination as to what that substance was?
Yes, I was.
And what is that?
The conclusion for evidence item 001 contained 0.85 grams net weight of methamphetamine schedule 2.
And what's the probability? Or what's the coverage probability?
Coverage probability is the measurement uncertainty of the balance, stating that within 99.73% of the time, that weight will fall in a certain range. So this weight is 0.85 grams plus or minus 0.05 grams up or down.
So it could either be 0.80 or 0.90 or anywhere in between.
Correct.
But it does contain methamphetamine?
Yes.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Leader.
Yes, I do.
What do you recognize that to be?
I recognize this to be laboratory case number 22416, item 002, again by the barcode and my initials and date whenever I touched this piece of evidence and analyzed it.
Okay. And do you know when that item was submitted to you?
This piece of evidence was submitted on April 22nd of 2022.
Okay. And you previously described those testing procedures as you did with State's Exhibit number 2. Did you perform those same testing procedures on this item as well?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And as you're opening that item, can you describe to the jury what the results were of that testing?
The results of evidence item 002, 3.09 grams net weight plus or minus 0.05 grams, the coverage probability of 99.73 was found to contain methamphetamine schedule 2.
Okay, so this time it was 3.09 grams of methamphetamine.
Correct. And then again, like I stated before, the weight of that item is just the physical solid substance itself without the bag.
What I'm giving you is the mark as State's Exhibit number 5. Do you recognize this item?
Yes, I do.
What do you recognize that to be?
Again, I'm looking at the case barcode 22416, our item 003. My initials and the date which I performed the analysis are also present on this outer packaging, as well as my initials with this tape when I sealed it up to send back to the agency.
What specifically is that item?
This item is a sealed plastic bag containing one digital scale with residue.
Okay. Now, were you employing the same type of testing procedures on this digital scale as you did with the other two pieces of evidence, or was there a different type of testing?
There was a different type of testing because this is a scale and not a physical weighable substance. So I did not obtain a net weight for the scale, and I also did not perform FTIR analysis. I strictly just did the GCMS analysis. And how I did that was I had a GCMS vial. I filled that with our solvent. I got a cotton Q-tip swab, and I swabbed the surface of that scale, put the cotton ball, the swab in the methanol, and then I ran that as a residue. Because there's no physical substance to test, just scrape the surface and then test what was found on the surface.
Okay, and is that procedure generally accepted in the scientific community?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the result of that testing?
The result of that testing, evidence item 3 was found to contain methamphetamine residue, Schedule 2, and cocaine residue, Schedule 2. And here is the scale that I swabbed. If you can see in the middle there is where I swabbed it, the evidence item number, my initials. And this vial is the GCMS vial that I spoke of, where the solvent is inside, and that is essentially because this piece of evidence will never be in that same initial state again. So we want to save this vial just in case.
Do you recognize State's Exhibit number 7?
Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize that to be?
Again, on State's Exhibit 7, it has our case barcode, item number 22416, item 4, my initials and the date which I performed analysis, as well as the initials and tape whenever I sealed this evidence to send it back.
And did you perform those two tests on that item?
Yes, I obtained a net weight on this item, FTIR analysis, as well as GCMS analysis on this piece of evidence.
And what were the results of those tests?
Evidence item 004 contained 0.12 grams net weight plus or minus 0.05 grams at a coverage probability of 99.73%, was found to contain methamphetamine Schedule 2.
Okay, so that item contains methamphetamine?
Yes. And then again, this is the bag and the physical substances at the bottom.
I know you alluded to this earlier, but as a result of the work that you performed and the tests that you performed, did you author a report in conjunction with that test?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
And as you can see from State's Exhibit 12 there, do you recognize that document?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is that the original document?
No, the original document is stored electronically in our LIMS system.
Okay. Is this a fair and accurate copy of the original?
Yes, it is.
And I think you may have alluded to this. What distinguishing numbers are contained on the report?
The laboratory case number, the narcotics agency number, the suspect's name, my initials, and then my signature is on the back of the report.
Okay, and altogether, who did perform those tests as indicated on that report?
I performed the tests. I performed the tests that are listed on this report.
Okay, and when did you perform this analysis?
This analysis was performed on May 12th of 2022.
Okay, and were you able to form an opinion to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty as to what drugs were present in those samples?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and what is that opinion?
Evidence item 001, 0.85 grams methamphetamine, Schedule 2. Item 002, 3.09 grams net weight methamphetamine, Schedule 2. Item 003, methamphetamine residue, cocaine residue, both Schedule 2. And item 004, 0.12 grams net weight methamphetamine, Schedule 2.
Thank you, and again, what is the basis for that opinion?
The basis on this opinion is based on my education, training, and experience, knowing how our instruments operate and what the results mean. I can compile all that data and use my expertise to render this opinion.
Thank you. Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Cross-examination, Mr. Hinton.
Thank you, Ron. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I saw you were just removing your gloves.
Yes.
Okay. Why did you put those on?
I put the gloves on so I do not, me personally, touch the evidence myself. I want to protect myself so there's zero contamination, as well as not cross-contaminating evidence items themselves. It's a safety procedure within our protocols.
And you had tested these items for determination as to what type of drug, if any, they were, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And did you run any other testing on these items, such as DNA testing to see if there was any DNA of anybody on them?
I did not.
And did you run any fingerprint analysis on these items?
I did not.
Now, in looking at the different groupings of the methamphetamine, the different items you have, are you able to tell whether or not the different fragments or residues came from the same source?
All I am certain is the portion that I tested came back to the result that I came up with as methamphetamine. However, if any part of the drug is that drug, then it is all considered methamphetamine.
But you can't look at, for example, the residue found on the scale and then the bag that had 3.09 grams and say, hey, this is the same exact batch of methamphetamine?
I cannot make that determination.
Thank you.
Redirect examination?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you may step down. Thank you. Approach, please. Mr. Lallo, can you please call Call your next witness.
Thank you. Your Honor, we call Corey Jericho to the stand.
Well, whenever you're set.
Thank you. Sir, can you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, Corey Svagerico, Svagerko.
And where are you currently employed?
The Lake County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. In what capacity?
Currently assigned to the Detective Bureau.
Okay. And how long have you been employed by the Lake County Sheriff's Office?
23 years.
Have you been employed elsewhere prior to that?
I work part-time at the Jug County Sheriff's Office and Madison Township Police Department.
Okay. And Detective, are you a certified police officer in the state of Ohio?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your current role as detective with the Lake County Sheriff's Office?
Well, the current role is general crime investigation. So a normal procedure would be that a criminal complaint would come in, and usually if there's too much or if there's more investigation than a road patrol officer can handle, the case will get turned over to detective for further investigation. We also have some ancillary duties where we will pull what we call jail calls for our prosecutor's office or other police departments.
Okay. And you said jail call. So does the jail fall under the jurisdiction or supervision of the Lake County Sheriff's Office?
That is correct.
Okay. And can you describe this process of the jail calls?
The Sheriff's Office contracts with a company called Global Tel Link, or GTL, to provide telephone services to the inmates. So upon booking, an inmate will be issued a PIN number, or usually their booking number, and it's a unique number to them. And so when they go to use the phone, they have to enter their PIN number. It's a personal identification number, and then dial the phone number of whatever they're looking for. And I'll stop there.
Sure. So, so if you can outline the process, when they dial a number, they first have to dial their PIN?
Correct.
Okay.
The first thing is the inmate will dial their PIN. That gives them access to the system, and then they could dial their target phone number who they want to call, and then an automated voice will click on the line and give some prompts to the called party, and whether or not it's already prepaid, or they can insert their credit card number in order to pay for the call. And there's once that connection is made, there is a recording, an automated recording that is on the beginning of every call, where it indicates this call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Okay. And where are those calls actually recorded? Are they in the cloud? Are they in the server?
They are. They're in. We have access. So the detectives have access to the Global Tel-Link records, servers, in order to find those calls, and we can search for those calls by the inmate's name, by their PIN. We can just search for target phone calls. We can search any dates that we're looking for specifically. There's many different search criteria that we can use or to narrow it down a search.
Okay, but those every call is recorded?
Yes, except for calls to the public defender's office, known attorneys.
Okay. And are those recordings, as we noted, those recordings are accessible to the detective's office?
That is correct.
Okay. And did you have an opportunity to review recordings identified as Mr. Glavic's PIN?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you happen to record those or place those on the disk?
Yes, I did.
Okay, do you have that disk with you?
Yes, I do, right here.
Okay, will you please pull it up? Did you record that disk?
I did record this disc.
Okay. May I mark that? Aside from that sticker, whose handwriting is on that disc?
That is my handwriting.
Okay. And when was this disc burned?
It was burned this morning.
Okay. Can you please just put a record initial on that disc somewhere to identify that is in fact your handwriting and your disc?
Okay.
No grounds for objection, Your Honor.
Yes, you may. Tell me when you're ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Detective, can you tell us what we're looking at on the screen here?
Yes, this is the player program that plays the actual calls. So there are, in the middle of the screen on the left-hand side, there are 3 green check marks, and those are the 3 calls that are recorded to this disk. They have file names. All the way on the right-hand side in that row are the actual WAV file names. And each file that is saved by GTL or recorded by GTL has a unique file name. So then included, if you went from 1, 2, 3, from left to right, you have the dialed number. Well, I'm sorry. Let me start. All the way on the left-hand side, you have 1, 2, and 3 calls. The next column is site ID. That is the Lake County Jail. The next column is the dialed numbers. Those are the numbers that were dialed into the telephone. The date. The next. So we have May 22nd, 2022. June 14th, 2022, and June 15th, 2022, and then the corresponding military time that it was made. And the next column is the actual phone, where the phone was located in the jail. And then the MAC address, there's nothing listed in that column. The next column is the PIN, the personal identification number, and that's associated with the next 2 columns, which is the inmate, Alan Glavick, and then the duration of those calls. And the next column is how those calls were ended, whether the maximum time for a call is 15 minutes, so that would be a time up, or if the money ran out, that if it was a prepay incident, and there's no more money on that particular call, it would time out, or if it would show if the inmate hangs up, or if the caller hangs up first.
Thank you, Detective. So to be clear, the site ID 21074 is the Lake County Jail?
That is correct.
Okay, and the PIN, which is in the middle, roughly in the middle of the screen, 038514. To the best of your knowledge, who's that assigned to?
That is assigned to Alan Glavick.
Okay, and no one else has that PIN?
That is correct.
And when you're looking at the dates in the third or fourth column, it says 20220522. Can you extrapolate that and tell me the date of that call?
Yes, that would be May 22nd, 2022.
Okay, and call number 2, what was the date of that one?
June 14th, 2022.
And call number 3?
June 15th, 2022.
Okay, and it shows dialed numbers. Are those outgoing calls?
Yes,
All 3 of these?
correct.
Okay. Is there ever an opportunity for somebody to call the jail?
Not through this program, no.
Okay. So all of these calls are outgoing,
That is correct.
initiated by Mr. Glavick?
Correct.
Yeah, we're going to play call number 1.
Okay.
Hang on, do I think that?
No, it was loading.
For English, press. For a collect call, press 0. Please enter your 6-digit inmate ID. Please enter the area. Please hold. Please wait while your call is being connected. Please hold. Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at a Lake County, Ohio adult detention facility. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, your current balance is $10. Hello? 0 cents. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Oh,
Hello?
what you guys doing?
Nothing. What are you doing?
No, I'm hanging out, being miserable again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude, you ain't lying. It ain't nobody's fault. It's my fault, for real.
Yeah,
I put myself in this mess.
I know, but I feel bad for you.
It's a bunch of petty shit. You know?
Yeah.
This makes it so bad. It's so fucking petty. You know what I mean? What do you mean?
All they don't want to deal with that shit no more.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Sucks.
Dude, it's fucking terrible. They broke my bond. Are you fucking serious? They never broke my bond in my life, man. They used to commit crimes after crime after crime when I'd be on bond.
Why did they say they revoked your bond?
They said I wouldn't stop using drugs.
How do they know that?
I don't know. I mean, that's just around Street Road in the motion. Because I got caught with shit at the house and all that shit.
No, they say because I have a drug problem.
Huh?
I was told them, well, I have a drug problem. You don't give me no rehab. You don't do me no good. You're just putting me in a cage.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. I mean, that's what I think they're going to do to me. I don't think I'm going to prison. I'm done with that shit, though. I'm done getting high. I'm done with all that shit, man. I'm cool with that shit. That's just garbage anyways. All this shit is fucking my life up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see people like that. Some garbage. Fucking, I want to go to jail because of some garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. One good thing about it, man, I have no victims in my case. It's all me.
Yeah.
You
too.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do to me because what's the max? What is the most time they could give me? I'm starting to think, well, how much did Kirby get caught with, or what happened to him? You know what I mean?
Kirby got caught with it a lot.
You know what I mean? He got 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got caught with nothing, and off a war wire. I mean, 8 ball. That's it. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know what you get for that.
You know, it can't be no more than 2 years.
No, I wouldn't think. But Kirby, well, I know Kirby was looking at way more than 2 years.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, I hear you. I know that. I'm saying there's no way I can get nowhere close to that.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is, I mean, they're not doing you any good, though. That's the thing that sucks about our you know, like, prison systems is they don't help people.
Yeah.
I'm
cool in the drug deal and shit. I'm cool in trying to be a fucking looking out for people and all that. I'm good, man. I'm over a wire on me, man. That shit got me really fucking salty.
Yeah.
And I treat my boys like, you know what I mean?
I know. You're a good guy, and you're just not fair. I mean, like our prison system sucks so bad. Like in Sweden or something, I think it's Sweden. You know how like the return rate of a prisoner going back to prison is less than 10%?
Yeah.
Because they actually teach people trades and are able to make good money to support themselves.
Yeah. I know.
And then you just fucking put you guys in cages and fucking leave you there.
I was really hoping Levi would have picked this shit up alright. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to. He's like, I'll be over at 8:30. He never showed up. I was wanting to get his stuff out of my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so there won't be no problems. The shit's in the garage. His stuff's in the garage.
I mean, he's probably not worried too much about it.
Well, if that's the case, I would have put the shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't put it up. I just left it in the garage, and hopefully he'll come over and get it.
Because I know that he said, he asked Joe, he's like, do you think his mom would mind if I go over there and get my
Joe,
stuff?
you know how Joe is.
Joe's like, oh no, she'd be really mad.
Yeah, because of the situation with Neil, probably, that's why.
She's like, he's like, she wants nobody in that garage but me. I was like, I told Levi, I said, I don't think she'd be mad if you go over and talk to her.
No.
And Al's house, it knows it's there.
Yeah, it's in the garage.
I'm like, she's pretty cool about that, as long as Al knows, Al's informed her. I was like, I don't think she's going to mind.
Yeah, I just wanted to get his stuff. I was trying to get his stuff out of there. Like, dude, I got a warrant. Come get your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't me be responsible for nobody's shit.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do to me, man. I go to court Tuesday.
Okay.
It don't fucking help what I happened to the other day, though. Fuck, man. I panicked, man. I was in panic mode because I had so much shit going on, man. I got my mom's house tore apart. Needed to be fixed, man. This shit's fucking madness, man. This shit's so fucked up. Got a car in the driveway, in the garage, still fucking on jacks. Almost done, though.
Yeah.
Almost. And then the steps broke. We had to fix the steps, and then I want to tear the carpet out of there. And I got the shower I got to redo. And I just got stuck in this. They put a warrant on my arrest. It fucked everything up. Everything's shambles, man, right now.
Yeah. Well, I know Levi will help as much as he can, if you know how to do it.
Yeah. Shit's so fucking fucked up right now. Yeah, my steps going upstairs is fucking falling apart. And I was redoing that, and I had to stop. I'm in jail, and I was all, oh my God. The shower downstairs is in fucking shambles. My mom's just stuck there, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
It's fucked up, man. They put a warrant. I begged them not to put a warrant. They lift my warrant. But I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand why they did it, you know what I mean? well, I want to stop doing drugs. I mean, it's what it is. You know, I kept on catching cases.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't. I just hope they don't fucking indict me in their fucking eyes.
Well,
They
sure
will. I'm sure they will.
They got proof of it. They're definitely going to do it.
Yeah. They're not gonna let it go. But they know, for they know I ain't no fucking drug trafficker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but to them, they don't care.
I know. You know, I
They're
know
just a
that.
dollar sign to them.
Huh?
Everybody that's in jail and prison, you're just a dollar sign to them.
You know, Lake County Narcotics are happy. They don't give a fuck. Oh, he's a drug dealer to us. Oh, you sold a $20 piece. Oh, you're a drug dealer. Motherfuckers do it. People do it all the time, though. Everybody does it. But, you know, I mean, not everybody. You know, I'm talking about if you deal with drugs and stuff, you get high, everybody does it.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't get caught, just you did.
Yeah.
That's what sucks. But I mean, it's not fair. And like I said, they don't teach anybody new skills in prison. So majority of the people that go to prison go back.
Yeah.
They need to change the system.
Yeah, man, I was working everything too, man. Fuck, man, I was begging, like, man, I go to work. What the fuck? No, don't do this to me. They weren't. My lawyer, Corey, told me they weren't trying to budge. I told him, I said, I'll be there handcuffed, I'll be there shackled or unshackled on the 24th.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you always go to your court date, so I don't understand.
Yeah, because this one revoked it. There could be a lot of reasons, man. Because I won't work for him. That could have been the reason they revoked it.
Yeah, that's definitely it. That's definitely it.
Yeah, so they went to that prosecutor and got a bond revoked. What are they going to do tomorrow? What are they going to do Tuesday then? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to cop out Tuesday. We'll go to trial. The trial will cop out tomorrow Tuesday. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know.
I haven't talked to Corey or nothing. The trial's Tuesday.
I say, hey, listen, I got a drug problem. I got a drug problem. I need help.
That's the case a year ago, though. That's the shit with her when I got arrested a year ago. That's what I'm going to trial for right now.
Yeah.
That's what we broke my bond for. They me running in, help me get tased and shit, man. That shit fucked me up.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it fucked me up. I was fucked up.
I was like, damn. I was like, what was they all thinking?
Yeah, I know. I heard Shiana's outside. They told her, go back inside. They were about to kick my door in over this shit for this warrant. They were so pressed with me about this warrant. They're like, I'm like, what the fuck? They were watching me. They had me on surveillance on a warrant, waiting for me to leave the house.
That's crazy.
Ain't it? He was pressed. Like, give me a little lock. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him.
It's a waste of money.
You know, I know these fuckers don't want me on the street. They don't want me on the street, but I ain't out there doing shit. Then I got these motherfuckers talk to me again about do I want to talk. Man, listen, man. Then they got to show me some pictures of some fucking trailer and my truck, and I'm like, man, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's very. This is like, what the fuck is going on, man? I ain't my lawyer. He's like, Menor Cop goes to me. He says, Lake County Narcotic and Menor Cop. What the fuck is going on here? Something don't act right. Something ain't right. So they show me some pictures. Okay, they said, oh, well, that's my truck. The first picture was. Then on the way back, I said, man, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Talking about my truck was on a trailer and all kind of crazy shit. I said, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I don't know. They said, well, we just want to know where the trailer's at. Man, I don't know where no fucking trailer's at, dude. That's right on fucking Lakeshore somewhere.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Somewhere like 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. They see my truck going one way, and they see my truck going another way with a trailer on it. But how you know that's mine? That's not even my truck. What are you talking about? This looks like it, don't mean it's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never known of any trailer being on your truck.
No, it hasn't. I don't know about that with situation. So the prosecutor probably knows about that. They're probably gonna use that against me probably somehow.
Oh, they'll use whatever they possibly can.
They can't charge me for it. I ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? Cause first of all, they wouldn't talk to me for no reason. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be talking to me. So we just want to know where the trailer's at. Well, I don't know, man. Whatever, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Big, tall Eastlake fucking me on mentor detective. Big guy.
Yeah.
Big, tall dude. He's just staring at me. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you staring at like that?
Big tall dude. I don't know who that was. What color hair?
Brown, maybe? Big guy.
Might be chicken fucker. I don't know.
Who's chicken fucker?
I don't know. Colleen knows. My friend Colleen knows him.
Oh. Chicken fucker. What the fuck is that?
Chicken fucker, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if he knows they call him that, but that's what I guess they call him.
Oh. He fucks chickens.
I guess. So I don't know him. I don't reason why they call him that.
He's like, he goes, you want to talk to us? Just go tell your lawyer.
You have 1 minute remaining.
So I don't know what's going on. I ain't worried about that shit. I definitely ain't worried about that because I got the wrong person. So I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about Tuesday.
If you didn't do it, you know you didn't do it. Your truck, I mean, it could be a truck. How many of those trucks sold?
Yeah, I ain't worried about it. I'm just worried about this motherfucker possession charge I got coming up Tuesday and whatever they're trying to do to me Tuesday. I just hope they let me out. I just hope they let me back out.
I hope they do too.
Yeah.
I mean, you need help. Al, you're a drug addict.
Yeah.
They need to help you.
I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm saying that to myself. Because 20 years ago, get the fuck out of here. I never did drugs back 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would tell them. I'm a drug addict and I need help.
They know it is because the prosecutor recommended so I won't stop using. So you know what they're going to do to me. They know what they want.
Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Detective, that was file number 1, or call number 1, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. In call number 2, I know I previously asked you, but what was the date of this call now?
This date is June 14th, 2022.
At what time?
At 16:31 or 4:31 p.m.
And again, same pin?
Same pin.
For English, press. For a collect call, press 0. Please enter your 6-digit inmate ID.
I think that was the first one. There you go.
For English, press 1. For a collect call, press 0. For a debit call, press. Please enter. Please enter the area code and phone number you are calling now. Please hold. Please wait while your call is being connected. Please hold. Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at a Lake County, Ohio adult detention facility. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up, or your current balance is 65 cents. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Hello?
I gotta put more money on the phone. I'll call me right back.
No, can't.
Oh. Well, 65 cents.
Oh my gosh, you hear anything?
No.
What the fuck, man? I just got indicted too, and auto changes what happened at the house. Oh, today, too. That's all funny. Fucking lawyer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What did you get indicted for?
Drug trafficking. Did you talk to fucking... So you didn't get hold of my lawyer at all, huh?
No.
Yeah, what's up with that dude?
They probably call later.
Man, all right.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking, Mom. Told you I had 2 controlled buys at the house. Some more wire on me. That's what it all stems for.
Oh, what?
That's what all this all stems for.
You have 1 minute remaining.
More wires on me. Danielle, I told you, Mom. Danielle's friend did that shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
I told you that. Now she's gone now. This got me fucking... I'm about to go to prison because of her.
No, you're not from her. I mean, you're a friend, but not save his neck.
Yeah.
But not her. How could it be her when she's crying?
What?
How could it be her when she's crying that you're in there?
I didn't say her. I mean, her
I'm telling
friend.
you, Al, she's just crying.
Well, I don't know what's going on with me, man. I'm mad I ain't go to
Are
trial
you
today.
still getting bonded out or whatever?
No, I can't. There's no way now. I can't go. I ain't go to trial today.
Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
So, Detective, moving on, there's call number 3. Can you go through those details, please?
Yes. Call number 3 is dated June 15th, 2022 at 14:56 hours or 2:56 p.m. The dialed number is 216-394-6147 under the PIN 038514.
The same pin that was used for the other 2 calls?
Same PIN, yes.
Thank
Please enter your 6-digit inmate ID. Your current balance is $1.29. Please enter the area code and phone number you are calling now. Please hold. Please wait while your call is being connected. Please hold. Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from an inmate at a Lake County, Ohio adult detention facility. To accept this call, press 0. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
I got $1.20 on here, so.
Well, I don't have no money. I don't have any money. I'm literally going through hell out here. Like you know, my money owes me, and I'm supposed to go to clinic every day, and then Mark and I were supposed to take me mom in the morning. One of the two was, and now it's a problem. So I missed 3 days already of my clinic. But then I want my pay, and then they bitch about that, so that's going to be a wrap with that. I'm at work right now at 7-Eleven.
I got indicted.
For what?
A 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 5.
For what?
What they found at the house and the control buys.
What at the house?
What they found at the house and to do the water wire.
No.
April 12th and April 21st. No. I haven't got hold of my lawyer. I was supposed to go to court yesterday. I never went.
Okay, so
won't tell me nothing, man. I don't know what's going on.
So I'm thinking, what if we had you out of them?
Huh?
Because the day you and I were going to give him my temp test, remember?
Yeah.
He came over and that was the 21st. Remember?
Yeah.
I got my picture ID, and I'll find my picture ID and I'll tell you the exact date because I got a picture ID that day.
I thought it was the 20th. I thought it was the 20th you got your license.
No, that was I'm talking about my temps here.
Oh, the 21st in April?
Yeah, I got my temps. I'm pretty sure it's 21st. May, I think it's May or June. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna lose my damn license already because I can't afford the time. And Mario's nothing but a meth head. Meth head a weirdo, dude. He's a whack job, dude. This son of a bitch, he almost got shot yesterday. He got punched in the face and dude pulled a gun on him.
I need to get hold of my lawyer, man. This son of a bitch won't tell me nothing, man.
What do you want me to say to this guy?
I'm trying to find out what's going on. I need to find out what's going on. He didn't tell me nothing. I was supposed to go to trial yesterday.
Your mom said she was going to call him.
Man, she calls once a... I'm having the rollers going. I'm ready to start bugging out here, man. I'm already bugging out, so I'm already I'm in a suicide watch since I've been here almost.
Let me tell you something. You're not making any better for yourself, okay? You're not making any better for yourself by doing it.
I understand what's going on, man.
And listen, let me tell you something. I can't do anything you need to do because you stripped me of everything. I can't drive the cars. I can't do nothing. So you have 60 seconds remaining.
That dude Robbie, your buddy got me probably.
That's what you said.
Oh my God, man.
And what
man.
You can already do 10 cash back. Yeah.
All right, well, that man left. I'll let you go.
Well, I'll be holding a lawyer for you here. I'll do that.
I'm going to go hang myself.
Stop it.
No.
And, all right, I love you.
I'm going to hang myself, so it don't really matter.
Stop it.
Thank you for using Global Telink.
Yes, sir.
Cross-examination, Mr. Hinton.
Your Honor, may we approach for a moment?
Certainly. Mr. Hinton, whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
We listened to 3 different recorded calls that took place at the Lake County Jail involving Mr. Glavick, correct?
Correct.
And those were a year ago or close to it, May 22nd, 2022, June 14th, 2022, and June 15th, 2022.
Correct.
Okay. And at that point in time, Mr. Glavick had other legal matters pending, so when he talks about having a trial or having bond revoked or whatever else, he wasn't necessarily talking about this case, was he?
I have no idea.
Thank you.
Read direct examination as to that cross?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you may step down. Thank you. State may call its next witness.
State has no further witnesses, Your Honor. Asked to be heard on the exhibits.
So your arrest subject to the admission of the exhibits?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Approach for 1 second, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you just heard, excuse me, the state will have us rested, which means presented all the testimony that it intends on presenting in this case. Next step in the trial is to afford defense an opportunity to present evidence. If he desires, not required to do that as it is discussed. But before we get to that point, there's a brief legal matter that needs to address this order. So I'm going to do a free trade, or you're going to do a free trade. What is your type of please make some admission here. You're still not allowed to talk about the case with each other, so please don't do that. Even though the state is rested, it doesn't allow you to talk about the case, so we should that. Obviously, we can talk about two. We'll take a brief recess and we'll take it. If you want to use the restroom or whatever, you can do that, then file back. All rise, please.